I haven't seen you in like 2 seconds. All right, so if y'all watched the last video, then you saw the update about the dogs, and then I decided to break today's vlog into 2 separate videos because that went way, way, way long. So now I am packaging up my stuff. I have to take these returns. I don't know how many times I can say that, but I'm going to keep saying it because I'm thinking out loud. Oh, isn't that an Ed Sheeran song? No. Okay. What do we have going on today? Everything, all the things, a lot of things. We have turf installation that we're in the middle of. Ciara and I are doing that ourselves. Y'all know we've had the big turf roll sitting here forever. We finally got the rock and everything delivered. We started laying that out. I'm gonna complain about the heat again because there's just no way to explain to you the situation without you understanding that it has been over 100 degrees here, okay? Over 100 degrees here for a couple weeks now. And here's the thing, listen, if you live in Arizona or someplace like that and you want to tell me about how hot it is there and it's always 100 degrees there, I say to you the same thing I say to the people who live in Minnesota in the wintertime. Why do you live there? 1. And 2, we also have a little thing called humidity. And if you look, humidity will often affect the temperature. This is a lesson. Let me, wait, do I have any glasses I can put on? Humidity affects the temperature, making it feel hotter than it actually is. So oftentimes, if you live in a humid area, you will see that the weather says it is 99 degrees today. And then with humidity, feels like 107. So that's my explanation of why humidity makes it so much worse when it's that hot. But it's been over 100 degrees. It has been so, so hot. And we just haven't been able to stop completely doing the projects that we have going. The wheels are turning, things are happening, the machine is in motion, and we can't just stop. And so, I mean, first of all, I do have a nice tan. Okay, I have a nice tan from working outside, but it's only here. Y'all know, the rest, the legs, the stomach, the back. When I look at myself naked in the mirror, it's very odd. I feel like a sock monkey. Is that it? What are those stuff that there's like different colors? It's weird. I feel like a human sock monkey or something. I don't know. It's not cute though. But I'm too lazy to put self-tanner everywhere. So then I'll put self-tanner on my legs to at least balance that out. Anyways, get to the point, Vanessa. The point is that we've had to pause the turf because we had the concrete pad poured right here under the tree for our little pavilion area. Now, we still have not built the pavilions because they require multiple people and multiple days, and we don't quite have that. As you well know, if you followed our channel for any amount of time, we can never find anybody to do anything around here. Nobody wants work. It's very frustrating. We do as much as we can ourselves, but there are some projects that we just cannot do ourselves. We have to hire out. Anyways, they poured the concrete slab. And then I got to talking with him about the hardscape I wanted to do up against the back of the house. There's so much foot traffic back there and paw traffic, so much human foot and paw traffic back there that it just completely has ripped up the grass. It is impossible to keep the grass alive there. It just turns into dirt, which turns into mud when it rains. And it just isn't no bueno. It's not been good. So the crew that did our cement here, I started talking to him about like, hey, do you know anybody that could do like paver stones or something? Through our conversation, he said, look, you can do that. You're going to spend all this money because you got to lay a concrete pad first and then you put the pavers on top and it's going to cost you like double. He said, would you ever consider doing a concrete pad back here, but we stamp it and stain it so it looks like pavers, basically, different kinds. And I started looking into stamped concrete and I was like, man, that looks really nice. And he said that it's like, that's like the new thing, but that it's a thing that a lot of people are doing because it lasts so much longer than doing paver stones. Those over time, the sand that you put in the joints and everything will wear away. This has a much longer life. So anyways, that's what they're working on. They're starting it. I asked him if there was any way it could be done before 4th of July because we're inviting people over for 4th of July and I wanted it done. I wanted it done yesterday. So his crew is here today using their fabulous skid steer to scrape up the grass and the ground there, and then they're putting the forms in. And then I think he said the next day, I don't know if it'll be actually tomorrow, but within a couple of days, they'll come and they'll pour the concrete. They put the color right into the concrete so that it's not just gray. And then if you do chip it, the color's all the way through. So they'll put the color into the concrete in the big concrete mixer, and then they'll stamp it. And then they'll come back the next day and do there's like a swirling part of the stain they do that gives it that multicolor look. So I think he said it's about a 3-day process total. And I've just been so pleased with their work. They're such nice guys, such a nice crew, and they're very, very talented. They're very good at what they do, and we've just been asking them like, hey, do you have a friend that does this? Do you know anybody that does that? Because that's what we have found is that like a lot of these guys, they work for a big company during the week, and then on the weekend, they'll use their skills and talent and go take jobs on their own. I love being able to support their, sort of small businesses basically where they're doing this on their own. It of course makes it more affordable for us, but they get more of the money, right? If they're doing it for a big company, they're not getting the majority of the money for the work. So anyways, that's what's happening. That's why you're hearing the saws and all of that. They're working on setting the forms and everything for that. We've put a pause on installing the turf because we knew they would have to drive that skid steer all over that area, and I didn't want to risk it tearing up the turf. But Ciara and I both feel like it's going to look so nice when it's all done. As much as I loved the like formal garden look that the guy had here before, it just wasn't functional for us with kids. We didn't need a bunch of like formal garden areas. And this will be very, very functional for our family. We'll have our sort of kitchen garden, the kids' play area, a hardscape. It's just really nice to see some of the like more fun things coming together. I feel like since we moved here, we've had to do so much like fence repair, and not that it's not fun to get the barn delivered or get the garage or whatever, but I don't know. It's like not as aesthetically pleasing. I don't know how to explain that. There's just, I feel like up at the house, inside the house, around the outside of the house, all of that stuff has had to wait because it's not priority, right? It's priority that the fencing is functional. It's priority that we have barns. It's priority that we have garage. These things are priorities where the house stuff just hasn't been able to be. And it's really exciting for me to finally feel like we're getting started on some of that stuff that I knew from the moment we bought the house we were going to want to change some things, and we just haven't really been able to until now. So there we go. That's explanation. I honestly don't know how to not talk so much. I think about it all the time. Is there a better way that doesn't feel like me just talking so much? But I just have so much to say and so much I want to share with you guys and so much information I need to convey about things, because if I just say we're doing this, there'll be a bunch of questions. So it's like I'm always trying to like answer the questions before they come. I don't know. And I feel like we're friends. So if you were my girlfriend and you were coming over and like, what's going on? This is what I would tell you. Like, this is what we're doing and this is why. I guess that's what it's like being friends with me. It's a hostage situation. I'm very sorry, but also not. Okay. Who wants to tell the story of this mouse? He's getting ready to be set free. Christopher?
Yeah,
Kennedy,
so
who wants to tell the story?
I woke up this morning and was it you? Shelby?
No, I told you. Goose,
that's right. You told
Goose
me.
Goose had a mouse that I thought was dead.
So I go inside, I look for Goose, and he's behind a chair. As I'm going to move the chair, I realize the mouse, which at the time I thought it was dead, was shoved down in the crack of our chair, that gray wingback.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, great, dead mouse. Grabbed the mouse with a paper towel and walked it to our outside garbage cans and threw it away. About 45 minutes later, Shelby comes down. It's like, I heard they had a mouse. And I'm like, yeah, I tossed it. Goose caught one. So for whatever reason, you went outside to evaluate the mouse situation.
No, Benjamin sent me outside to go look in the trash cans. And then,
you saw that it was...
yeah, it was still breathing, and it looked over at me and was breathing. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to
Was it like, help?
It was like sitting next to like a piece of trash, like
Young
in the trash
girl,
like that. Yeah.
save me. And the girls say, Mom, the mouse is on our porch. We put it, we're saving it. And I was like, what? We're doing what? And they tell me it's still alive. So I assume you guys gave it food and water. Why does its eyes look so buggy?
At first, it wasn't moving at all.
I think one of its eyes is half bulged out or something. I don't know. But anyway, so it's back. Apparently, it's having a second chance at life, a revival, if you will. He has been healed in the name of Jesus, and we are freeing him somewhere away from the house. Oh, far, far away from the house.
That's amazing. I'm not gonna lie. That mouse did not move. I carried it in my hand, and it was.
Well, and I asked you, I'm like, why did you throw away a mouse if it was alive?
Yeah, I had no idea. It did not move. Like, I picked it up.
I think it was feigning, as they say.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
It was possuming, if you will. It was playing dead, maybe.
But
it didn't have any puncture wounds or anything, so Goose is like...
Probably just swatted it around a little bit, just played with him.
Well, it had it in his mouth. But anyways, so the mouse lives. The mouse lives. Right, Ollie? Right, Ollie?
All right, I'm gonna clean the van.
Let's let me just give a quick update over here and show you what has happened. All right, so you can see that they have set out all of the boards. Basically, this is at first I was going to do a curved shape, so coming from the edge of the brick and then like a curved shape around, but not only would that just be harder, but also it would mean, because we still have to obviously like figure out what we're going to do for these walkways and stuff, and it would make it more complicated. So we ended up deciding to do square, and I actually like that because of the shape of the house is very angular and square with everything. So I think that'll look better for this purpose. But long term, I thought we might not lose those boxwoods, but we did. So it's okay. Eventually, I want to put like a fountain right here. And then I'm going to plant some more things on that side. And then over here, this will become like a little, well, we've got to be able to access the grill over there. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do here yet, okay? Sometimes I just have to just get started and figure out the rest later. So here, we're going to have some leftover turf. So I was thinking of doing the turf with the pavers cut into it, you know, like stepping stones with turf in between. Or like flagstone that's a little more, you know, funky shaped and stuff with some kind of rocks or stone around it. But yeah, so I've got to figure out what we're going to do for that. But of course, we still have to wait for this to get poured. So he said this week they would come and pour it and stamp it and do all that. And then when they're done with that, we should be able to finish the turf. Yes, ma'am, you have...
Can I have some of your candy?
I wanted to show you guys. So this, if you've seen on my personal channel, I talked about how I'm going to paint the cabin. I've decided to paint it black. I will show you on the back of the cabin the sample colors, but I went and got a gallon of it to get started because, long story short, they didn't have the base that I needed for this dark of a color in the 5 gallon. So I just went ahead and got 1 gallon, and then I'll probably have to order. And I'll show you why, because I kind of have to, like, you know, when you paint shiplap, you have to do the crack first. So I gotta paint the crack first. So I figured I'll just use a paintbrush and this can to do the crack, and then I'll get a bigger 5 gallon and my paint sprayer for the main body. But if you guys haven't seen this stuff yet, if you have any projects for when I do the windows here, this stuff is called mask and peel. So you just paint it on the windows, then you get to paint all around it, all messy like, and then you just peel it off. It just kind of starts to come off like in a peel. I bet you it probably feels like peeling a sunburn. Oh, you know when you get a sunburn, you get to peel your skin. Oh, so good. Disgusting to peel other people, but peeling my own sunburn I like. And I would imagine that this is what that's going to be like, but it's nice for painting things like that where you have to paint tiny areas, and you just, I mean, it would take forever to tape that off. So anyways, mask and peel. I don't think anything else in here is all that exciting. It's just plastic and got some painting masks. And then I've got to try out a couple of stains because what I'd like to do, I want the exterior stain to be similar to this special walnut, but what I really don't want to have to do is stain it with special walnut and then cover it with a clear coat. I'd like to be able to do an all-in-one. So I got this one, and then I also got 2 smaller sample cans because I have a number of things I can use it for, and this didn't come in a smaller one, so my only choice was to buy this. And I feel like this one will work, but I went ahead and got the sample cans of the others just in case it doesn't. Let me see. Hello, the paint cans, where are you? Okay, well, what the heck, man? Here we go. Okay, so this is one of them. This is a transparent, it's in Canyon Brown. The sample looked very different than this, what it looks like here. So I need to test that. And then I had one where they mixed up the color for me. So this is the semi-transparent, and I had them mix a color that's called Rusticana. So I'm gonna go test these on the wood outside and see if I can find one that I think will work, because I'm using it both on the cabin and on the garage. So I really have to like it. Oh, and on the barn. So It's got to be the right one. Well, I think my stain choice is very simple. This is the Rusticana, I think one. It's way too red. This is the other small sample can, which the name is not coming to me now. I want to call it like cedar wood, or that's not it. I can't remember. And I like that one, but it's not quite what I'm going for. I think this one, which is good because this is the one I bought in the full gallon. I really like that one. I'm hoping the colors are showing up okay. Front of the garage here where we painted some samples of the color. This is creamy, this is Greek Villa. Ciara and I think both prefer the creamy color. This is a little too yellow. It's got a little bit too much yellow in it that we can see, so I think we're gonna go with creamy. This is the special walnut, but like I said, I would have to stain and then seal. I don't really want to do that, and to be honest with you, I don't know if you can see it from here, but that darker color to me looks just like special walnut. Very, very similar. Very similar to the special walnut. So I think that's going to be perfect for what we're going for here. And then over here you can see the black colors. So that's wrought iron, and that one, now I'm not going to be able to remember, iron ore, I think. So this is Benjamin Moore wrought iron, and this one I think is Sherwin-Williams iron ore. This is a little too gray. This is darker, more on the black end, but not. So I'm learning these things about paint. Paints have, I believe it's called LRV. 0 is like darkest, blackest black. 100 is brightest white. So that's kind of, I didn't want something that was a 0, 1, 2 LRV because I didn't want it to be truly like black. I just wanted it to have that feel. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but I think that is going to be exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, in my other video that I put on my personal channel, I talked all about why I decided to go with black, all the things that all the considerations that were made for the sun and heat and all of that kind of stuff. So you can go watch that video. I'll link it down below in the description box if you have questions or are concerned. You can watch that and see kind of why I feel good about choosing the black color for the exterior. Now, I'm going to, I don't know if you can hear well, this is the turf. I guess I should show you. We've got it laid out right now so that it can floof. It needs to floof itself out. It's fully floofed right now, but there's no infill in it or anything. Look at the horses. Shad pandas because it's hot outside. So anyways, it's just sitting here getting leaves piled up on it for right now until we're ready to actually install it. I'm sure you can see Christoph over there vacuuming out the Envy. He is getting the Envy all cleaned out and ready to go because tomorrow we are loading up the kids and taking them all to Carowinds for the day. My folks are gonna come with us to help, not just like to help wrangle kids, because that's really not it, but more to help balance it out so that, because a lot of things like a parent has to ride and all that kind of stuff. So we need more adults so that there's adults to chill with kids who aren't riding, adults to ride rides with kids who want to ride them. So the kids are very excited. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to end the vlog here because I know that I need to go inside and make sure everybody has their, the mom things before an all-day trip to Carowinds. So I have to go make sure that everyone has clean clothes. I have to pack all the swim stuff for the water park. It's going to be quite an excursion and a very long day because it takes about 2 hours to get there. We'll be there all day. I think we're going to do the water park last and then come home, and that's a 2-hour drive home. So I got to make sure everybody has clothes to wear, swimsuits, dry stuff, towels, snacks, all of the accoutrement for 8 children to go to Carowinds for the day, and have to make sure all the animals are set up and taken care of for while we're gone. I think that's going to be it for me for today's video. What a weird one, huh? The mouse that came back to life, Lazarus the mouse. Yeah, that's what we'll call him, Lazarus the mouse. It's been a weird day. Okay, that's it for me, y'all. I will see you again very soon. Goodbye.
Think something new under the sun. You can't take back them things.